So, the autogyro. Let's keep on flying north, or as we are flying right now, northeast in Africa. And I have the wrong glasses on, of course. So this is the auto gyro. M24 Orion. Yeah, well. Anyway, I'm not going to pretend that I know too much about these flying magical things, except it's like a mix between, it's not quite an aircraft and it's not quite a helicopter. This thing here up here, the rotor, don't have a engine coupled to it, or it has a pre rotation coupling to it from the engine, but during the flight it is just free spinning. And this, let's use the arrows instead. And this is the forward motion propeller. So we go that direction, and as we go that direction, the rotor will be spinning because of the wind coming from this direction, and it is freewheeling. So the coupling here is just to pre-rotate the rotor before takeoff. The whole thing is coupled together, so if you let's get into the aircraft first. Away you go. Away you go. In you go. Look outside. So the climb, you see that this is the only thing that is making us climb or descend. And turn, we're tilting the rotor blades, or if you imagine this was a plate or a saucer or something. So if it were spinning, you would tilt the whole thing to the left to go left, tilt the whole thing to the right to go right, and forward to go somewhat down, backward. Look, I'm not going to pretend I know anything about this. Oh, and you have the rudder. So I will link in the videos. In the video, I will link to P. Gatcomb's video about this thing. Let's just get into it. Oh. Right. Okay. Parking brake is on. So we have some fuel lines here. First we turn on the master power on. And then we have fuel line A on, fuel line B on. Let's put on some strobe lights. And we can use either line B or line A, so we'll use line A. And for starting the engine, I think we shall have, I think the procedure is using both lines. Starting power. Vroom. Right. A transponder, and as we are still in South Africa, we'll use what we learned. I could be wrong still, but I asked the internet and it said that BFR for flights for the standard setting for the transponder in South Africa is 2000. So I'm going to pretend it is. If it isn't, make a comment in the below. We can turn off the B pump. I think we should keep the A pump on. The last flight I did in this aircraft, I lost the throttle connection to my joystick. That was pretty annoying. Even though it's an auto gyro, I did manage to end up in a couple of bushes. So what we'll do is we will taxi out to the field, and I put us at the end of the runway where we're going to start. We'll just talk to take off to port straight out.
Foxtrot Alpha Papa Kilo Traffic SE Tab Tango Alpha Bravo 71 taking off runway tree 4 straight out departure.
Landing lights. And try to get us unstuck from the mud here. Oh. Parking brake off. Okay, I know what happened. I have set... So if I click back on my joystick, then we have reverse throttle, and then the throttle stops working. So that mystery is solved. Perhaps we won't end up in the bushes this time. Our runway is not this way, but this way. See, we are having some headwind today, so the rotor started to spin by itself. You can use the pre-rotor spin up. So this is this handle here. You click it in to start spinning the rotor above us, and then you have to click it out. And I believe, this is me guessing again, you can set it to a button to cowl flaps, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm just going to click it in by hand to get the rotor spinning. So we have engaged the clutch. So now we click it off, and as we have some speed on it. So the forward momentum is what's spinning the rotor above us, and if we lose the forward momentum, then we lose the rotor, and then we go crashing down. So this is why the speed, the airspeed is set up this way. So we don't want to go too fast, because then we will lose the rotor, and that's not good for anyone. At least not us, and maybe the people or animals below. And we don't want it to get too slow, at least not in cruise. should set. Yeah, so we are currently at, yeah, around about this 60 degrees. It's a little bit windy outside. Let's reset the altimeter. And keep a decent enough height so we can rotate our way down if something happens. So this is the rotor RPM, and we should keep ourselves not below 150 and not above 550. This is the engine and the propeller in the back, and we're going down. See how the speed increases and then the rotor RPMs increases. Yes, still. Perhaps it's a good idea to get a little higher now that we're flying over the bush. It's a little bit windy today. Yeah, as I said, I'm not going to pretend I'm in any way or form an expert. So this river that we see here is the Orangi River, and our first stop is going to be a far lower land wines. Excuse me. Oh, I had to sneeze there. Lots of pollen in the air. That is one thing I remember from my gliding days. That was a relief to get up high in the air. No pollen. At least not as much. So we are going to fly over something called lower land wines. At least I think so. And we're going the wrong way. What did it show you? Because I flew this. So this is the Earth giant on-off button. We are following the river. We are very high up. Find my way back. It's up there somewhere, so... Let's slowly get ourselves down here. A little bit lower. Whoop. Let's say this is a comfortable altitude. You can fly this thing, as you see, in like windy conditions, gusty conditions, but I think to have the best experience you should fly it on a pretty calm day. First we are going here, and I'm not sure yet. Maybe, perhaps, maybe I will land somewhere here and then take off again. But it depends on what I feel like when we get there. So if I am getting this straight, this up ahead here is called the Lowerland Farms. They have a homepage, lowerland.co.za. So Organic Farm Lowerland Brieska RSA. And I just used Google Earth to see where I was flying, and I saw this farm, and I checked out their webpage, and they have, as from what I can read from their homepage, they have wine. And in Sweden we can go to something, we can only buy liquor at something called Systembolaget. So it's a government-controlled store where you can buy wine, spirits, beer, and so on. Can't buy it at the regular store. Can't buy alcohol, drinking alcohol at least, at the regular store. So the good thing about this is that Systembolaget is pretty good at ordering home wines or liquor or whatever you want from the whole world. So you can go to their homepage and say that, oh well, I would like to try this wine, and then they will help you get it, and you can buy it, and you can go and collect it in your nearest store. Also a good thing about Systembolaget is that as they have no profit restraints, they have a wider range of than, let's say, a usual liquor store would have, because so you can try a lot more wines, animals. If you want to read more about Systembolaget, you can go to systembolaget.se. Let's try and land on that road by the ventilation thingy there. So this farm, they have wines, and if I do get their wine, I would like to try it, and I can tell you later if I liked it or not. Either way, it seems to be a farm that sells their produce locally and try and have a low carbon footprint, so that's a good thing. It's always a good thing. This is me pretending that I know how to fly this aircraft again, because we're going to try and land just on the other side of those buildings there, I think, or maybe before, by the giant on-off button. See, we need to keep the speed up so we don't slow the rotor too much. What are those animals? Are those cows? I just have to go and check them out. Happy cows! They are jumping, jumping, jumping. Or is it cows? Yes, it's cows. Sure looks like it. And now we Oop. Whoops. Whoop, whoop. See? This is so cool. We'll just let the rotor slow down a little bit, and then we can turn on rotor brake. And now we are a car. I see. Oh, we should have turned this one off. So, fuel pump off, off, off. Off, off, master off, and we can get out. Here we are, with our little gyrocopter on the farm. And it's kind of nice. This is much better picture. Just landed on the road here. Something like that, perhaps. Okay. Let's go to the airfield. We'll start again. We need some power. We need some line A fuel. We need some line B fuel. We need some fuel pumps. We need some start. We need some lights. We need some power. We can turn this off. We can turn off that fuel pump. And it will start spinning by its own because of us having pressed the... No, it's just the wind. It's just the wind. Let's spin it up a little bit more. Come on. Oh, we're getting some spinning here. And off. And let's go. And off we go. It's if I'm not totally wrong here. This is the way we are supposed to fly. Well, I was a bit totally wrong. Let's see. This is a long flight as is. We're going straight into the... We will do this blobby blob here. So course about 50-60 degrees, 60 degrees, somewhere around here. So if the weather is not so windy and gusty, you can get this thing pretty stable with the same altitude and everything. But now the weather is messing with us a little bit, so we have to fly the thing all the time. See if we are still on the straight or narrow. Yeah, pretty much. Do we have any landmarks? Ah, the river, that's it. Coffee time! Should we tell them we are on the way? Oh, this is getting more and more interesting. The weather. Yeah. It's time to land. Lucky for us, the airfield is just around the corner. At least I hope so. Over the river on the other side. Get up. And the speed goes down. Yeah, definitely too gusty for this thing today, at least for an enjoyable flight, so I have to correct time here. Nearest airport is and we are going to land on runway 6 to 1. So yeah. I am looking at that road. Huh? See, you need to be very careful where you navigate. So the final is right about here somewhere. This is that on-off button. This is that on-off button. Yeah, I think I figured it out. Mouse position.
Foxtrot Alpha Alpha Quebec Zulu traffic SE tab Tango Alpha Bravo 714 miles southwest 4200. Ford inbound to land runway 6.
Yeah, so this is the runway. We'll just announce final when we're on final.
Foxtrot Alpha Quebec Zulu traffic SE tab Tango Alpha Bravo 71 is on final runway 6 to land.
Yeah. I would also add this is gonna take a while. So what happened the last time I tried to land here was that. So, wait a minute, just a second. I'm trying to figure this out. We want to... no. Yes. To get down, we have to pull our nose up. And the rotor RPMs is important here. We are fighting against the wind here. What happened last time was that all of a sudden my throttle stopped working from my joystick, a hardware error or something, and I ended up in these trees here. And as we figured out at the start of this flight, turned out I accidentally turned on the reverse thrusters or click spot for the reverse thrusters, which this aircraft obviously don't have. So nothing happened. Basically this happened. No throttle. Now we have throttle. But now I know. We are going all the way to the middle of the runway. I don't know if this generic kind of runway is on PC too, but this is on Xbox. Floaty, 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 and hook, hook. Oh. Let's get this thing stopped and the rotor stopped, so we don't have to contend with gyroscopic forces while taxiing. Hello, 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 hello. Brake. Okay. Now we can taxi. I don't want to end up on the side, on my side, just on the finish line here. And here we go again. A candy cane aircraft, a candy cane aircraft, a generic candy cane aircraft. I'm going to tease Microsoft about it until they change it. A Tutti Frutti candy cane aircraft with a way too small empennage. Wouldn't fly in the real world with that fin. At least not good. Ugh. Why orange and yellow and bright and shiny? At least dampen it a little bit. Let's park ourselves in this oil spot here. Right. Parking brake on. Landing lights off. No, no, don't turn off the lights. The engine is still running. Let's talk on the radio. Yeah, I should have done that.
Foxtrot Alpha Quebec Zulu traffic SE tab. Tango Alpha Bravo 71 is taxiing to parking.
And it should turn itself off now. Yes. Yeah, well, we are already at parking. Lights off, master power off. Okay, and off. Now we can leave. Ugh. Really? Yep. Okay. Now I have to run away and go and pee before I pee myself. Thank you for watching.